Well, good evening, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Real Men Being Men. Welcome to another episode of Real Men Being Men. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this evening, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. I'm just a question asker. My name is Raheen out of Atlanta, but we got my family here. We got some more of this coming. We're gonna go around right now and give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves. We're gonna start with Ryan. Introduce yourself, brother.
What's up? Ryan from Detroit.
That's all we got. What up, though? Let me go ahead
What
and
up,
say that.
though? What
Good
up,
deal.
though?
Good deal. Leonard,
What's going on? This is Leonard Jones, Vice President, New Order National Human Rights Organization, calling in from Covington, Georgia,
by way of
Saginaw, Michigan.
Saginaw, Michigan. Now we got that. We got that. And then we got the one that's down south. We got that our southern brother, Tucson. Tucson, good evening, sir. How you doing this morning? Tucson, wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Tucson, can't hear you, sir. Can't hear you. Are you there?
I know. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. There you go. Yeah, call in on the phone line. We can hear you
Got a
now.
problem. I gotta hang up with this other thing because I got an echo.
Oh, okay. Now,
So I'm gonna call back in. I'll be back in a minute.
okay. Good deal. We're
Good
gonna
deal.
we're gonna go ahead and kick this thing off. Let me see. I got my questions right here somewhere. Okay. We'll start off with this one right here. Ryan, we're gonna start off with you. I'm tossing between two. Okay, Ryan, living life as you live it, and everybody want different things. Sometimes that we have some gifts, some gifts we don't. But Ryan, if you could look over the pages of your life in the past or even right now, and you could tell, or you could recognize or acknowledge one strength that you wish you had, what strength would that be?
You talking about inward or just anything?
Anything.
Financial strength.
He want the money. He want the money.
It's not about wanting the money. It's that stability, that strength. So I can just, you can't really be carefree because they say more money, more problems, right?
Exactly.
But I have more problems with less money sometimes.
Exactly. What would if you had that, if that was a strength that you had, and that is a strength, if you had that strength, how would it change your life? How would it impact your life? How would you live differently?
Yeah, but spend less time at work, more time with family, more time having the ability to help other people that are struggling. Can do the things I really want to do that will make an impact. It's hard to do things that make an impact for myself, my family, and other people when you're short on change.
Okay. Good deal. Let's keep this thing going. Leonard, what did you say to that, man? If you could have one strength that you don't have right now, that you can absolutely just say it is, and it is, what would that strength be?
A lot like Ryan, financial security. It's you can have all the hopes and dreams in the world, but you're gonna need some money. And it ain't no if, ands, buts about it. I don't even the most altruistic of pursuits requires money.
Okay. If you did have that money, if money was no issue in your life, Leonard, whatever it is, right to take it, how much it costs, this is what it is. Okay. How would that change your life? How would that impact your life or make you different?
Well, I probably wouldn't be so stressed about those things that involve money. I could afford to invest in certain projects and things like that that'll have great returns for communities and go about making things happen and just instead of just talking about it.
So money would be that factor.
Most definitely.
Okay. Rico, good evening, sir. How you doing this evening?
I can't complain, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, we good.
Okay, sometimes this thing will act up, man. What's going on with y'all fellas?
Hey, doing good. Tell everybody where you're hailing from.
Oh, I'm from Anniston, Alabama, the small A town.
There you go. There you go. We're gonna come right back to you. I want to go to Toussaint real quickly. Toussaint, now, if you could have a superpower, a strength that you don't possess right now, what would be that strength? What would you call on, Toussaint, that would help you to be a better person?
Oh Lord, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm just thinking about my strength in the mind, probably influence.
Mm-hmm.
I would like that. That would probably be. I guess I got three: strength in the mind, influence, and favor. I need that.
Mm-hmm.
I need that. The rest will fall in place.
Okay. Now,
I think,
if you had to narrow it down, if you had to narrow it down to just one, what one would that be?
I think it would be influence. I would like to have some influence in the right place, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good deal. And let me do this. The number, if anybody want to call in and be a part of the conversation, you're more than welcome to do so. The number is 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Rico, same question, brother. You know, a strength that you don't have, that you never possess, something that you always wanted to have in your life, but for whatever reason you don't have that you never obtained it. What would be that strength for you?
To be able to heal. I'd like to be able to heal people. You know what I'm saying? Or bring people back from the dead.
Wow.
You know, when you are in certain situations where you see people are in car accidents or something like that, or need resuscitation, you know what I'm saying? You see certain movies where people can get shot and they're self-healing, like Wolverine or something like that.
Yeah.
Man, that would be awesome to be able to heal yourself. You know, to mend yourself physically and mentally. So yeah, I would say if I could have a superpower, yeah, that would be it.
Okay. Now let me ask you this, and it could be very different. This could be very different from what you said, or what you're talking about. But is that like when the Terminator got shot or something like that, and he just went through that transformation and it just healed it and went away?
Well, it could be like Jesus.
Wow.
You know, I mean, but you have seen certain movies or whatever where people will be get shot. Like I said, with Wolverine, you know, he can get broken all up and scratched up or whatever, but he's self-healing. I don't think Wolverine could die if I am mistaken. So I mean, you know, yeah, that would be, you know, to be able to self-heal or heal other people.
Okay, that's good. Now that Rico has said it like that, and I'm glad that he did, because I think it put a different spin on what we're talking about here. Ryan, what superpower, if you had superpower, something along those lines, not financial, not money, but something along those lines, what superpower would you want?
What superpower?
Yes.
Man, that's crazy. I don't even know. I never even thought about what kind of superpower I would want, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta think about
it. I got you. I wanted to start off a little light tonight. Want to start with, it's going to transition over, but so I wanted to start a little light tonight. So I wanted to start with a topic like this, and so we can ease it up a little bit before we build it up, or what have you. Leonard, superpower, not finance. We know that. What else? What other superpower would Leonard want that Leonard don't possess right now?
I'll be able to use the Force. Right from Star Wars.
Man, I was finna say that.
Yeah, be a Jedi.
Wow. Explain to my listeners, what exactly does that mean?
The power to change people's minds.
Wow.
Superior fighting ability.
Wow. Okay. Everybody's smiling when you said that, man. I must be a little behind on this thing. Well, I never really looked at it too much, man. So I don't know. I'm lost on that part of it. So when I say explain to my listeners, explain to me too, because I don't know what you're talking about, brother. I don't know. I missed that one. I missed that one. But let me go to our Toussaint. Toussaint, what other superpower would you want to have? Tucson got 2 or 3 pictures up on the screen. I don't know which one. I don't know which one is really him. Tucson might have a superpower already, man. He got 2 pictures on the screen. Man. I don't know which one is him or one of them moving, one of them jumping. Oh man, look at here, Rico. I don't know what this is all about, man. Tucson, we can't hear you though, brother. Tucson, we can't hear you.
Yeah, he trying to do it through his phone. That's what had me messed up that time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there you go. He called. I think that's him. Tucson, that you? Okay, let me go back. Let me go back to Ryan. I don't know what Tucson got going on over there. Ryan, you want to change your answer? We got somebody on the phone line. We coming to you in just 1 second.
Yeah, I don't really want to change it. Leonard took it. I was just thinking about it. Like, yeah, ability to use the force, pick stuff up and move it. And like Rico said, it's like all encompassing. You can heal stuff, you can move stuff with your mind, throw stuff out the way. And sometimes you get mad and that force lightning come out.
I got you. Good deal. And I'm surprised no one said to be invisible. I'm surprised nobody said that already. You know, let me go to Cornelius. Cornelius, good evening, sir. How are you doing this evening?
I'm okay, man. A little irritated with my job, but all is well. What's going on?
Hey, doing good. See, this is a good break. This is a good break for me right now, man. Get you away for a second. We asking a question. If you could have a superpower that you don't possess right now, a strength, if you will, what would you want that superpower to be? I said being invisible. Some of you said finance. Then we went from the finance to being like a Jedi. What's that? A Jedi in Star Wars? Is that what? Yeah, a Jedi. Be able to move stuff around and different things of that nature, man. What is it that you would want to be? Cornelius, what superpower would you want to have?
I want to be a superpower like Batman.
Lord. What power Batman got? Batman ain't got no power. He got a utility belt. What kind of power Batman got though? The mind? Oh, okay.
Hey, Batman was smart. He knew how to fight, and he was a computer whiz. He was a detective. Because Batman is my favorite superhero, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Batman knew how to defeat everything that came his way. Man, he was very smart. Lot of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of wisdom. So that's my superpower. I want a Batman superpower.
Okay. That's
he
good.
was a genius.
Batman. No. But watch this. Watch the answers we're gonna get here. Now we're gonna switch this up just for a second before we go to our next topic. But he brought something to the conversation, and I want to know, Rico, who is the most powerful superhero of all times?
Some people say Captain Marvel. I think I can't remember if that's who it's supposed to be. But I'm gonna stick with the traditional. I'm gonna go with old school Superman, and if I go with new school, I'm gonna say Goku off of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
But now, I want to go back to that healing thing, man. Because I left a part out about that healing, man. Think about being able to heal people of cancer.
Yeah.
Just being able to just put them hands on somebody and really taking that cancer out of them, or shrinking a tumor, or actually mending their heart when the aorta is messing up in it or something. You know what I'm saying? Man,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think about how deep, how deep that was, to being able to heal people, man, and heal myself. But yeah, I think that would probably be the biggest superpower that I would want if I had to just choose one.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. But I hate to say it like this, and I hate to bring this Debbie Downer type situation to the conversation. But Rico, if you could do that, they kill you. Because and the reason why I say they would try to kill you is because you'll be digging into too many people's pockets. Because that being able to heal them from all this stuff that they're making all that money off, they're making a lot of money off these illnesses.
I heal them too. I put them hands on their head. Bow. You have been healed, boy. Bow. The power, that be the real power of the force. They be walking around like zombies and look just happy.
Exactly. You will have
all the time.
You will have to, man, because if you talk about getting taking that money out of their pocket like that, man, you taking the money out of a lot of people. Because a lot of people, man, sad as it is, a lot of people prosper because of people dying and illnesses and cancer and AIDS and different things of that nature, man. A lot of people make a whole lot of money off the pharmaceuticals. Because they give you this, they give you this to take care of that, but then they got to give you this because there's side effects to this. So we got to give you this to combat that. And now before you know it, man, you know, your whole check going to the drugstore down the street. What's on your heart, brother?
Well, I'm glad I got back. I had to get to the house. It's hard driving with one arm at 90 miles an hour.
Yes, sir.
Trying to operate a phone. Woo! So anyway,
woo!
They didn't catch me.
Yeah,
as long as you don't get caught. As long as you don't get caught.
Exactly.
Hey, look. But I think that the when Rico started talking about healing and stuff, I need more faith, man.
Mm-hmm.
Something out, you know, I was in a lesson, you know, us church folk, we talk about how the church started, and the church had power, and the disciples and apostles and all of them had some power.
Mm-hmm.
If they put their hands on somebody, there was some results.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? When Jesus told somebody go wash blind, they went wash and come back seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So something's missing out of my life because
our lives. Mm-hmm.
Because if we got the same God, the church is the same. It must be us.
Yeah, it got to be. It got to be.
It got to be our faith. Because if Peter, was it Peter or I think it was Peter. This guy, they would grab hold to his handkerchief.
Mm-hmm.
He'll pass by and his shadow would heal folks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just about grab them and throw them down to the ground and they come out the same.
Lord. And I think truth of the matter, I think you're absolutely right, man. It's something with this day and time that because somewhere I read where it said, if ye who are called by my name should humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways. And it also says, Jesus said, greater power that I have, you have, so do you have, if only you believed.
That's what I'm talking about.
So what is wrong? So Leonard, what is wrong with our belief?
Well, I really think that there's something going on with that verse.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it relates to a whole lot more than what is discussed in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like it's even one or two people that still possess that power.
Somebody tapping on the screen or something. I hear somebody tapping on the screen or something. I don't know who that is, but somebody doing some tapping, some finger tapping. Yeah, I don't know who that is, but somebody doing some. We could hear that. We could hear that finger tapping, y'all. We could hear that finger tapping. But yeah, I can agree with that though. I can agree with that, Leonard, because you know he said it and he made it so simple and plain. Greater power that I have, so that you, if only you have the faith. But did they leave something out in that part of it? Did they leave something out? But go ahead.
There's definitely something missing that is not addressed in the Bible as it relates to that particular verse.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it almost seems a bit, I wouldn't say made up, but the Bible would then, and everybody that defends the Bible would have to get credit towards the belief that Jesus possessed a special knowledge that he learned and taught his disciples.
Mm-hmm.
And now that knowledge is hidden. And I think it's probably hidden under the label of witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
And it's forbidden because there are various orders that still believe that certain people do have these powers, that Jesus had certain people that he taught how to do certain things.
Leonard, let me jump in for a second. Am I hearing you say in a roundabout way that the great things that Jesus performed and acts that he performed had something to do with witchcraft? Am I hearing you say that?
What people call witchcraft now, yes,
Mm-hmm.
because it is definitely a craft.
Mm-hmm.
And if they were doing it, then that power has been hidden.
Why couldn't
And
it
how
just
to do it has been hidden.
why couldn't it just be why couldn't it just be a skill that was given to him by his father that he's able to heal these different things?
Well, I'm sure that's part of it,
Mm-hmm.
but not as addressed in the Bible.
Mm.
Because there's a lot of things that go on in the Bible that happen that no preacher nor anyone else really speaks about.
Mm-hmm.
For a simple fact, there's very little knowledge about it.
Mm-hmm.
But say, for instance, the power to bring someone back from the dead
Yes.
has been sought after for some time.
Mm-hmm.
The closest we have is modern medicine that even comes close.
Do you trust modern medicine?
Trust is not a word I would use. I believe it is effective in some situations
Mm-hmm.
because it is, regardless if people hate the pharmaceutical industry or not.
Mm-hmm.
It has saved thousands of lives. It prolongs our life expectancy.
Mm-hmm.
So, it has some good and some bad to it. But
And
I
also,
do believe in what the people in the church who have used this church to exercise power over people are hiding information.
and why do
Well,
you think why do you think they're hiding information?
for the same reason they killed Jesus.
Mm-hmm. And which
Because
is
Jesus was doing things that the church could not do.
mm-hmm.
The church wasn't healing nobody. The church wasn't raising nobody from the dead. They wasn't feeding thousands and thousands off of 5 loaves of bread. There were I don't remember any miracles very much, except for those things possessed by the prophets of God.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't ignore the fact that the Bible talks about the power of the pharaohs,
Okay.
the
We
magicians in the courts of the pharaohs.
we got to keep this thing moving because, like I say, man, we can actually do a whole broadcast on what we're talking about right now because there's so many different layers on this thing. I seen Rico reaction over there. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Oh, I wasn't reacting. I was just scratching my chin or whatever, man. But you asked the question, why would they be against what Jesus was doing? And I feel like because it exposes the limitations of man,
Mm-hmm.
especially the most powerful of men. The most powerful of men in the past considered themselves as gods, kings. You know what I'm saying? They wanted that recognition, and that's the arrogance of man. So I think it really it puts man in a humble place and makes him acknowledge or recognize his mortality or his limitations, just what his for. I mean, because we are trying to actually exceed what we think our body can do. You got people like Elon Musk that's talking about transhumanism and joining his body in with the computer so he can have consciousness once this body has expired. These people want to live forever. Mankind has been trying to mankind has been trying to see what man's limitation, and that is surpassing death, defeating death. As long as death exists, man understands that it can never reach the ultimate power or existence. It's going to always be exposed or revealed to see that it's a limitation that man can't surpass. And so I think, when you see people that can do supernatural stuff, the people that can talk or talk to people that's in other dimensions, or maybe has went on beyond this existence, those people are feared. They're feared because the average man that really is supposed to be the man, the God, the king, the one that suffers from the king's disease, really is intimidated or in fear of recognizing his mortality.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm gonna go to Cornelius, and we're gonna actually go and switch over to another topic. Ryan, I'm coming to you as well. But my thing is, I believe, and this is just me talking, I believe that Jesus did the great things that he did because of the fact that he, quote unquote, was Jesus, and God gave him the assignment to do those different things and to put him in a position whereas he could speak it. He can speak it, and it'll become reality. Simply because, and I don't want to complicate it or dilute it or whatever, but simply because of the fact that he's Jesus. Cornelius, what's on your heart?
Man, Raheem, I was not expecting you to go here.
Mm-hmm.
You truly threw me for a loop today. Because normally we don't really go that deep when it comes down to Jesus. Times I talk to you on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting up here because actually I was gonna tell you just blew past me because I wasn't gonna say nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
But as I sat here, I'm listening and I'm thinking, I'm pondering. I start praying while y'all talking, and the Holy Spirit says, "Speak."
Yes.
So I'm gonna speak.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be obedient, or He's gonna hold me accountable. A lot of times when it comes to healing, I've seen it. I've seen it in the church. Okay, coming from Detroit, where the church I belong to, I've seen healing happen firsthand, and it wasn't no shake, bake, show, trying to have something or try some money. I think about the book of James, where he says this, and when you study James, you find out it's another form of wisdom literature, because James was Jesus' brother.
Yes.
And what he did was he said, there's going to be fighting among you, wars and rumors of wars and so on and so forth. Then he said, you have not because you ask not.
Yeah.
But when you ask amiss. What is the amiss part? He's saying basically you're asking for your own personal reasons. Sometimes a lot of folks don't receive that gift of healing, to land on the hands and all that stuff to heal, is because they're doing it for their own personal gain.
Mm-hmm.
You have people out here that walk in the spirit of humility, and God knows their heart. He knows they're going to use it for the right reasons, and He uses them as such for the right reasons. But if you want the gift of healing, ask. But pray with humility and say, God, give me the gift to heal, to lay hands, that I may heal people for your glory. And that's basically what Jesus did. He did it for God's glory.
Yeah.
He did. So there's no that God was on the earth. That's what He was. Emmanuel, with us. That's who He was.
Mm-hmm.
So He was here on earth to show the people God was right there doing the work, doing the miracles, healing folks, delivering people from demonic possessions and all this stuff. I've seen it firsthand in the church. Have I seen it lately? No, I have not. But I've been there. So it happens. It has happened. So we just got to be people just got to have the right motive to say, God, use me for your glory.
Mm-hmm.
But this day and age, I don't know if people, one more last thing, I'm going to make this point. We are so divided.
Yeah.
Raheem.
Yeah.
God is a God of unity. We are so divided because our own prejudice and our own personal opinions about who God is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why God can't operate in disunity. And Jesus said it himself. A house, when he's talking about the devil, a house hideth in itself. How can he stand? We're so divided, Raheem. We got all these different denominations. We got all these different beliefs. We got all this different stuff that's going on, and we want God to operate in that? Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're so disunified.
Yeah, exactly.
So how are we going to show God's glory in that? That's just my thought.
Absolutely. Ryan, talk to me, brother.
Well, you know, start talking about denominations and things like that. Like my man said, you know, you. I'm trying to remember the exact scripture where it talks about. I'm gonna just throw that out the window. Name it like this: God hates religion in all of those different facets, being Muslim, Christian, whatever you want to call it, add denominations to it. All of those things boil down. If you boil it down to the root, it's religion. And religion is nothing but a divisive tool. It keeps people separated because, you know, this person believes you can do this, this one don't. It creates this division, this infighting, and it keeps us as people separated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a good thing. It doesn't spread the word of love at all. It really doesn't. And you can see just reading through history, no matter what the group of people is, religion, whether it be Christendom or Muslim, pagans, everything had to do with some level of religious fighting, and they couldn't come to terms, and they didn't want people living here because they didn't believe this way or that way, and all it was a tool.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you dig deeper, it seems like it's a tool for control.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these denominations or sects or cults, they look like they use religion or belief in their higher power as a tool of control. Now, God gave us free will, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, He did.
But at the same time, he gave us that free will to choose Him. But we're not bound to the confines of man other than the laws that are written. And so when you look at the big picture, when you get a group of individuals, and I'm not targeting Christians, so don't take it that way, because I'm sure somebody out there going to feel some kind of way about it. But when you're up in somebody's face all the time, and instead of preaching about love, you're preaching about you doing this wrong, so you gonna burn forever.
Yeah.
You are
Damnation.
not winning anybody over.
Damnation.
You're turning them away.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want to serve somebody that's going to burn you for making a mistake?
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
I think it's about the way we approach things, and the way we talk to people and have conversation that brings souls, if you will, to the Creator. And I know it's got a little serious, but I drew this witch right here on this paper.
Mm-hmm.
And see what I'm doing right now? I'm practicing witchcraft. A little origami.
Lord, look at this dude. Look at with that left turn. With that left turn, let me. Mm-hmm.
Gotta keep the fun in it, brother. Gotta keep the fun in it.
Let me see. Anybody else have anything else they want to say on this talk? I actually got 4 topics tonight. This is called Full Square Conversation. We have 4 different topics to talk about in 30 minutes apiece. Anybody else have anything they want to say on this particular topic before we move on to the next one?
I want to ask, man, is witchcraft and exorcism anywhere related? Because I noticed some practices with Catholicism, especially with the Latinos. A lot of that stuff looks very similar to voodoo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, you know what I'm saying, with so much of the chanting and the spirits and dealing with all of that stuff, are they associated? Even though,
oh, that's a heck of a question. That's a heck of a question, Rico. But from where I'm sitting, from my limited knowledge, and Song said you can learn a lot from a fool. Limited knowledge is, I think one of them is to pour some spirits in, and the other one is to push spirits out. And so I think that's where the differences lie. One of them is to pour spirits, whatever those spirits is, into you, and the other one is to push those spirits out of you. And if that be the case, then I think, like I said again, I could be wrong, so don't want to claim as though I know everything, because I certainly don't. But I think there lies the difference.
but wouldn't it still be the same practice? like with a good witch and a bad witch. You know what I'm saying? You got certain priests that do evil things beneath the scene. You know, so wouldn't it like be the same practice, just determined and it's just depending on the person that's doing it?
Yes, as someone who has messed with witchcraft, there is no good or bad. It's what's in your heart.
But see, and see again, I goes back to not discarding what Ryan just said, but I go back to it depends on, and to his point, it depends on what you're doing. Or one is pulling the spirits in, and one is pushing the spirits out, depending on what those spirits are.
What and also you have to take into consideration from a study in the occult and things of that nature. There are the beliefs of various spirits that have various powers to do certain things. Christianity does not use those spirits. They believe in one God.
Yeah.
And it's the only God that they go to and use. That's it.
Wow.
Whereas other beliefs may call on other gods and other spirits to do things for them.
Wow.
It's more of a deal being made. Whereas you give the spirit something and the spirit gives you something. But it's never.
I guess that goes into who do you want to make a deal with? You know, who do you want your deal to be with?
And there are whole religions and secret societies based on certain powers. They may be an occult that specifically worships the God responsible for, let's say, immortality. African religions have several gods that may be part of that belief. That can actually give you immortality.
Leonard, let me ask you this question. We're certainly gonna move on. We're gonna move on to our next topic. But let me ask you this question real quick, and give me your quick version of it, Leonard. Do you think we lost a lot of our spirituality once we left the shores of Africa, the continent of Africa?
No, I don't believe we've lost anything. It's just that some of us are in certain religions that forbid the practice of other things. Say, for instance, you can go and learn anything you want. The apothecary, for instance. The church forbid a lot of the use of herbs and natural medicines that completely were put here for us to use.
Okay.
But the church demonized their use in a lot of ways.
Okay. And see, that's Leonard's opinion, and he certainly have the right to have his own opinion. You know, I don't give anybody their opinion because they have their own. But me, I think, and this is just, I think we lost a lot once we left because we were not able to quote unquote practice like we practiced on the motherland. And a lot of the practice, all
people didn't have different practices, but they're still there.
I'm saying holistically as a whole.
Well, they got white people that practice African mysticism as well.
Okay. But I'm talking about us as a people, and I understand what
you're
saying.
Not particular to you as a people. It's particular to a particular culture.
But what I'm talking about is us. As I actually did, we as a people lose a certain part.
No,
we can open it up to other people. Now we could do that. If that's the conversation you want to have, we can certainly do that. But I'm talking about specifically us as a people. When we left the continent of Africa, did we lose a lot of the practices that we had? And you know, that's gonna open up a whole different conversation. Let me go to the second, because I was about to say something that's gonna open up a whole different conversation. But Rico, come back on my screen for me, brother. I want this second question. I want you all to think about not now, but think about a 22. You when you was between the ages of 22 and 25. Look at Ryan up there in the corner. I see you, brother. You have to, two of these things have to be eliminated from your life between the ages of 22 and 25. Either your sex drive, sports, or your car. Which two are you going to eliminate?
Between 22 and 25?
Yes, between the ages of 22 and 25. Not now, not with the wisdom that we have right now. At that age, 22 and 25. We can even say 21 to 25. What two are you going to eliminate? You have to eliminate two. your sex drive, sports, or your car.
But you saying without the wisdom that I have now?
No, you're looking back at when you was 22, between 21, let's say 20, let's say keep it at 22, 20 between ages of 20 25. Between ages of 22 and 25, you have to eliminate two of these things. Two of these things have to go. Would you eliminate your sex drive? Would you eliminate sports? Or would you eliminate yeah, I know, your car. Two.
I mean,
come on, man, handle it.
Back then I didn't have no reason to have to eliminate them.
No, you have to do that. This is something that you have to do right now. You have to do it. What two?
Well, I would have to be using my wisdom from now then.
No, you're thinking as a 22, but you're thinking it as you thought between the ages of 22 and 25.
Man, what's the consequences if I don't eliminate two of them?
Come on, man. Don't start that.
Man, I'm about to suffer some consequences, man. Because if I man,
you'll die.
If I'm not basing it off of how I think now, if I ain't basing it off of wisdom,
if you can't eliminate two of them, you'll die, and you won't make it to the age that you are right now. Death will be the consequence.
Well, sports would have been easy to eliminate because I missed out on a lot of sports during them years anyway. I wasn't watching a whole lot of TV. Man, the car and the sets. I mean, you got to have a car to get to the sets, but if the set's good enough, they'll come to you. So I must say I would have got rid of the car.
So it'll be the car, and what else? Got to be two.
Oh, I said sports. Yeah, I didn't have to watch no sports.
Okay, sports. Okay, good deal. Let me go to Cornelius. Cornelius, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
You got to eliminate now. You are 20 between the ages of 22.
That was Rico, right?
Yes.
Was that Rico?
Yes.
He was trying his best to weasel out of that. He tried his best. I feel you, Rico. I ain't mad at you, Doc. But I'm sitting up here thinking too, like, hey, Ryan.
Yes, sir.
You just, man, you cutthroat, Doc.
Come on. Either 20, you're 22 between the ages of 22 and 25.
I know the question, man, it's already in my head.
Okay.
You're making it hard, Doc. You're making it hard because I love all three of them at that time.
Of course.
Let's see. Which one would I eliminate?
Which two?
It
Yes.
ain't one, it's two. God, you just made it even more difficult.
Yes, sir.
I eliminate the car because you can easily catch the bus. I was riding the bus anyway at that time, so I eliminate the car. Let's see, between women and sports. I love my sports, and at that time I love having sex.
At that age, absolutely.
Yeah, at that age, my sex drive was real high at that time.
Boy, y'all are screwed. Y'all having a hard time. Y'all having a hard time.
Hey, you just don't know that was the whole purpose in getting grown, so you can have as much sex as you wanted to.
I'm gonna say the sports, man. I can't let the women go, Doc. At that time, no sorry.
So it will be it will be the car and what else? Sports.
Let sports go, man. I can't let because I love tapping the coochie at that time. Yep.
Good deal. Toussaint. Come on, Toussaint. Come on, screen, brother. Come on, let us see you, brother. I want to see you sweat. Toussaint, where you at? Look at that. Come on, Toussaint, where you at, man? Look at that. All of a sudden, he can't hear us. See, he can't hear us now. Let me see. Let's go to Ryan. Ryan, talk to me, brother. You got to eliminate two. Two of these have to be eliminated. It's either going to be
car and the sports.
Huh?
The car and the sports ain't a hard decision.
Just like that. You ain't getting rid of them women, huh? That sex. You ain't getting rid of it.
Hey, I got a bicycle, got a bus. I got homies that got cars, and I don't really care much for sports, so it's easy for me.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Leonard.
Yes, sir. That's so easy. I didn't care nothing about cars, and I don't care that much about sports.
You
I
don't
like
care that much.
sports. I like sports. I like cars, but not like other people do. But I can honestly tell you, it would have been better had I not focused so much on sex.
Yeah.
I know I would probably be I would be much wealthier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like I said, I never had the money to deal with the cars and all that. Sports is okay. But they don't compare to being with women, not at all. I find it strange now when people like, you know, these guys that lose their mind over sports, and it's not that big a deal. It never was that big a deal to me. And I couldn't afford the cars and stuff like, you know, like my man Ryan probably had back in the drop tops with the rims. Hey, Ryan, you know how we do it up north, Ryan. Hey.
Man, I was driving a 1992 Geo Metro.
Hey, I was in an 86 Chevrolet Chevette.
Lord.
I had to take the back seat out so I could sit out.
For real. But, you know, yeah, I used to watch guys like my brother and people, I mean, them guys that, you know, which drawed them into a lot of other things, getting them rims and all that type of stuff. No, man, I ain't have it like that. I wasn't even motivated that way, which is, I guess, you know, how I really stayed away from selling dope and all that kind of stuff, because I wasn't trying to do all, you know, finance all that flashy stuff.
I had the speakers. I had to get the speakers, but I didn't get them in a legit way.
Now, my partner had, you know, he had a nice car, so I just rolled with him all the other time. But I had a car when I was 16, and I was about working and going to school and stuff. So, you know, that was much more entertaining for me. That other stuff was just playtime.
Good deal. Toussaint, are you there, brother? Toussaint, we can't hear you, brother. I don't know if you're there. Rico, talk to me until we get Toussaint back.
I'll be back in a second, brother.
Okay, all right. Go, Rico, talk to me.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, I'm along with Cornelius and everybody, man. I mean, you know, hey, I was able to walk and get around when I didn't have a car. I was still able to pull off some things, but I do recall having that car made it a lot more feasible. I'm gonna say accessible to be able to do a lot of the things and accomplish a lot of the things I was accomplishing back then, you know. And I was the one that had a car before my other friends had cars. But I mean, being that you said I would have had to get rid of two of them, you know, if I had to go without the car and still been able to, you know what I'm saying, do what I need to do with them women, I would have been able to still do what I need to do, because they was coming to pick me up if 22 to 25. Oh, yes, yeah, man. Oh, man. Yeah. They had cars then. Yeah, they had cars then. So, yeah, if I would have had to just make that choice, you know, yeah, it would have been an easy choice to go ahead and separate the sports and the car. I'd have tore myself away from that easy if I'd have had to. But I ain't gonna lie, me, man, back then I'd have been so slick. I'd have been trying to pull it off. I'd have been trying to get away with all three of them still.
Exactly. Let me go. Cornelius, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me. Toussaint, let me know when you're back.
Yeah, I was just thinking, man. Yeah, you know, I love sports, man. I'm not gonna. That's why it's so hard for me, because I'm a sports fanatic. My father put me up on sports when I was a little kid. You know, I remember one of my baby pictures was I was in a football uniform, red and white. He had dressed me up in pads and a uniform with a helmet on, and so he introduced me to football, and to sports, and then I became a basketball fan later down the line. You know, and actually tried to play football, Pee Wee PAL League in Detroit at that time. You know, the little league footballs. So it was just one of those things, man. Sports was my thing. But like you said, you learn how to adapt and do what you need to do at that time, because when you coming up as a teen, if you don't get in the, you look at all the rest of your kids, when you're in high school, you see your friends with cars and you want one, but your parents couldn't afford to get you one.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you adapt, you do what you got to do. And, but as far as the women is concerned, man, you love, if you a real man, a man's man that love women, so you love the companionship, you love the relationship, and you love it when the women wants to give their body to you, especially at that time. So and we as by nature, as being conquerors by nature, we're gonna take it. You just gotta play. You gotta be careful. Can't just sleep with anything.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Because he may be sleeping with anything, and you mess around and catch something. So
let me ask you
this. Be careful in all aspects. So that's just my thought, man. Hey Raheem, I got to get back to it, man. I'm glad you called on me.
Yes, sir.
I got to get back to this crazy madness here today.
Hey, stay focused, brother. Stay focused.
All right, my man.
All right, love you, man.
God bless you guys. Y'all be good. Love you guys.
All right. Let me go to a later. I know your answer to this question, man, even before I ask it. But Cornelia said that we love it when the ladies, especially at that age, give their bodies to us. Oh, have we always been deserving? Or were we just slick talkers or just playing game? Have we always been deserving of the gift or appreciated the gift that they was giving us?
I don't really be looking at it like that, cuz I don't.
And I knew it. I already knew it.
It is what it is, but I got good friends, right?
Yeah.
But they ain't women like that, My best friends, Trent and Tony and them know. Y'all, let's go hang out. No, bro. Why would I hang out with you when I can go hang out with something soft?
Yeah.
I mean that
exactly.
That never no big decision. How these guys seem to be so attached to their male friends and the fellas this, the fellas. No, bro, fellas ain't never been that important to me. I was raised to be a man, and a man at a certain age is supposed to be doing a couple of things, fruitful and multiplying.
Exactly.
So that's not a big decision.
Hey, there you go.
To certain things like that for me. There's certain things that's just natural, and what they say, nature gonna take its course.
Nature gonna take its course, exactly. And I've always been the one, man. I had my own car, like y'all said, man. 15, 16, I had my own car too. And I've never been the one to have a lot of dudes hanging out in the car with me when I go places, man. I'm by myself. Or if I'm gonna have somebody with me, it's gonna be one of my brothers or something like that, or just one other person. And that's how I roll, When I'm ready to come, I'm ready to go. My younger brother, if he's listening, he'll tell you, man, that joker have a whole. He's love hanging around a lot of people, man. Hang around a lot of people, man. And you be like, man, you got the car full of dudes, man. If you pull somebody, what's she gonna say? What you gonna do with all these dudes, man? Listen, my thing is this right here. Ain't no. My thing is there. I'll meet you there.
I'm not riding with no whole bunch of hard legs.
No, man. No. What am I do that for?
We're not getting down like that.
It never made sense to me, man. I'm gonna tell you something. That never made sense to me, man. Still to this day, And a lot of time I go places right now, my wife be with me or something like that, man. But a lot of time I short by myself.
Right.
I'm by myself. That's just I've always been that way. I ain't never had no issues with it. Never had no problems. That's just how I do it, man. I ain't and I go. I want to go. I ain't scared to go nowhere. Where's that?
You know what, man? I don't know, man. Think about it though. Back then, if you was the type that like to go outside of your local area, you might go into some areas where it was hostile because I don't know if y'all came up like this, but in the area I was in during that Colors and Boys in the Hood time, man, people thought it was cool to just mean mug and have beef. And so it actually, depending on what the environment was, it really did warrant for you to have your guys with you because you might be there to see a woman and all of a sudden you get jumped on because you ain't from that city. I mean, it started getting a little goofy. Yeah. So I can remember at times I would have guys with me, but for the most part, I mainly had women in the car, but some environments I had to make sure I had some soldiers with me.
And see, that when I grew up in Greensboro, and I grew up in the projects in Greensboro, but there was another project on the other side of town, man. where we didn't like each other, brother, for whatever reasons. Both of them was projects, but just didn't like each other. Don't come over here. We ain't coming over there. That's just what it is. But my girl that I was dealing with lived over there, man. So I had my car. I drove over there, man. I ain't fool nobody. Nobody fool with me. I go to her house, pull up, park, go in, do what I'm gonna do. We get on about our business. We leave, whatever we're gonna do. I never had a problem. But some of my boys, they say, man, I went over there. We went over there, man. Them fools trying to jump us and blah, blah, blah. Y'all went over there trying to showboat, man. And y'all, what was y'all doing while y'all was over there? But sometimes
you could have the pick of the litter, though, man. You could have had that prize female, and they just didn't appreciate you being from over there, and you got that girl.
Yeah, exactly. And them guys used to be out there, on the basketball court shooting ball and stuff like that. We used to go down there, watch them shoot ball, sit on the little bench, watch them shoot ball, get on about this and go on. But I never had an issue, man. I never had a problem. Knock on. Look, I say knock on wood. I never had an issue. Let me go to Joseph. Joseph, good evening, sir. I know what you're saying, Rico. I know because I've seen that side too. So I know that side does exist. I have seen it. Joseph, good evening, sir. How you doing this evening?
Good evening, sir. How y'all doing, man?
Hey, doing good. Joseph, I got a question for you.
All right.
Now, I don't want you to hesitate. I want you to answer this question. All right? Can you handle it?
Don't hesitate, huh?
Yes, sir. You are between the ages of 22 and 25. If you do not eliminate two of these things, death is the penalty. Okay?
If I do not eliminate these things, there's a penalty?
Yeah, if you do not eliminate two, I'm going to give you three things. You have to eliminate two of them. If not, death is the penalty, okay? Again, between the ages of 22 and 25. Either your sex drive, sports, or your car. Which two are you going to eliminate?
The car and the sports.
Rico, that joker came right out with it, didn't it? That joker came right out with it. You saw him, he came right out with me. Look here. What's in the car? I ain't worried about them. Take them here. Why you pick those two, brother?
I'll walk or run. I'm gonna get to it though.
Lord. Hey man, hey Ryan, that joker didn't hesitate, did he?
No, because I was walking too.
There you go. Okay.
Hey, it's funny how sometimes you used to pass people and you used to pass by other dudes on the way.
Exactly. You didn't give him the nod. What up, dog? You on your way over there too? Yeah. What up?
I know where you going.
Exactly.
I take my chances. In fact, I have took my chances in some bad neighborhoods, man. Shoot, I was in San Antonio in the projects, man. But boy, there was this fox in the Wheatley courts.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some crazy folks over there.
Mm-hmm.
They want to jump on you just because you don't look right.
Good Lord. So
but I made my way. Look, I was like Richard Pryor, boy. I have them laughing, boy.
It was 5 games. Richard Pryor said it was 5 games. He was a member of each one of them. He gonna jump on. He gonna be on whichever one is winning. That's the one he on this day. Which one you on? Whichever one is winning. Mm-mm. Go ahead, Joseph.
Hey, I love it, man. I wasn't a fighter, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Good deal.
I like Elvis Presley. Give me my guitar.
Lord.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's good. Anybody got anything else you want to say on this particular topic before we move on to another one?
Hey, Raheem, what's even funnier than that? You said 25. You got to remember, I've been married a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been married the majority of my adult life.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was a little different. I was on a mission, man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Go get them.
But I've heard, like when I knew it, but what Wheeler was gonna say, I knew that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I knew too.
He cool guy, that laid back guy right there. But I hear the thing about the neighborhood dynamic,
mm-hmm.
and that's one thing I didn't have to worry about because I had family.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't about the gang or nothing like that. If I know where to go to get help, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it didn't matter where we went. And when I hear people, it sounds even funny to me when I hear y'all talk about it, about going to see a girl in another neighborhood, and that was sort of like, you know, you taking your chances or whatever. You know, look, man, I walk, man, I pack for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Had that heat with you. Had that heat.
I don't need no company to do no wrong. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. There you go. Anybody ever heard of hide and go get it?
Next.
Man.
Next.
I'm just asking a question because I'm the question
Man,
asker.
I invented the game. What you talking about? I invented that game. Y'all know about it?
I was talking about that earlier today, man. Hide and go get it. Boy, when we was growing up.
That's for mannish. That's when they used to use the word mannish.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. we used to go get it though, boy. Look at go on hide. When we find you, that's it. Hide and go get it. Hide and go get it. Rico.
Yeah.
What is man's? Because we spoke about this, and this was a part of the question that we asked the last time. But what is man's fascination? What is man's fascination with sports?
The spirit of competition and seeing victory. You know, just seeing people compete. You know, that's a thing that most people like. They like to see, you know, spirited competition. And some people like to see violent competition. You know, like on what's that movie, Django Unchained?
Yeah.
You know how they had them guys fighting to the death and stuff like that, man. You know, that's you know, it's still you think about gladiators. You know, they you know, it's the competition, you know, seeing man against beast or man against man and seeing man be superior or victorious. You know, it's this mental thing, man. This this dopamine thing that drives our brains, that sensationalizes us. And you know, it might have some type of relationship to bloodlust.
Okay.
It might have some relationship to that because for some reason, you know, if you're not careful in competition, you can get a little aggressive or violent. You know, some people they have to get aggressive to compete. You know, my first year playing football, I was pretty good naturally, but just being able to turn off that viciousness, it just didn't come natural to me. And I remember one of my teammates, father, told me when I came to the sideline, he was like, "Man, you get him. He said, "Keep doing that." He said, "Every time you hit him, act like he did something to your mama."
Wow.
And man, I thought about all the times, man. I got a pretty mama, man. I thought about all the time that I would be out places with my mom, man, even while she was married. And if her husband wasn't around, dudes would be disrespectful and try to proposition her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes they wouldn't be rude or disrespectful, but at the same time, it was just the fact that they felt like they was fixing to try to get them some while I'm standing there. You don't think I know what you're trying to do with my mama?
Yeah, exactly.
And so and I want to whoop them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had a whole lot of things that I wanted to whoop people for, but I was too small to whoop them. But on that football field, man, I was able to hit that dude that was bigger than me, like he did something to my mama.
Wow.
And then so I was able to mind screw myself from that point forward, that when I wanted to get in an aggressive state, even when I felt like I didn't want to be aggressive, I could put myself in a place, I guess like an actor could, I could put myself in a place where I could get angry.
Yeah.
And make it seem like you was the one that did this to me. You know.
And I heard a lot of time in sports, and I heard Michael Jordan. They say this about Michael Jordan a lot. Say that you know, he would always take anything, the smallest thing, and turn it and make it into an aggression, and that'll feed him to turn on that aggression that he have, and he'll go out there and destroy you. And Kobe was, they say Kobe was the same way. He had for different things. It could be a news clip, anything, just to ignite that fire in him. I'm gonna change
motivation.
Exactly.
Motivation.
Exactly. I'm gonna change the question up just a tad bit, and I'm gonna go to Ryan with this as well. Ryan, what is man's motivation with competition? What is man? And we say sports, but I'm gonna change the word to competition. Why do we love to compete so much? Why is this such a driving thing in us?
Because people want to be seen. They want to be seen. They want to be recognized. They want to have that recognition. They want to, I'm the best. They want to throw their arms up and look at me.
Yeah.
It's all about me. Nah, man, don't nobody care about you. Ain't about you. I look at that stuff all the time. Like they want someone to just pat them on the back and give them that. You the best, man. You're doing so good. Look at you. Just like mama and daddy do when you in school. You bring home a A on your paper. You put it on the fridge. And you feel like a superhero.
Exactly. That's good. Toussaint, you with us? Toussaint, you there? Okay. Let me go to Leonard. Leonard, what do you say to that, man? What is man's fascination with competition?
I think it's the spirit of competition because it's a natural concept of survival of the fittest. So we translate that into something that a human being would enjoy. It's almost like practicing survival and being the winner. Whereas, think about it, animals and things like that compete. They compete for food, they compete for all other types of things. And that's one of the big things that, quote, separates us from animals. Is that one, we divide these sports and things, and just like Rico and them were talking about, energy is energy. And if we can translate it into things, that's what we do. Like he said before, if I want to get in that mode, I think about that. That has nothing to do with the sport, but the energy that it produces. He can use it on the field. And that helps, and I think that's why men are so competitive, is because we're so aggressive. We have to devise games and things that allows us to be aggressive, but not as fatal. Whereas you see the more dangerous things are a lot closer to endangering yourself, like ultimate fighting. I can understand why. How do you get to the point where you enjoy that? That you enjoy taking a chance on being killed. It gets to that extreme. Gladiators.
How do we as men? How do we as men, or do we always learn how to accept defeat?
No. We still kill each other over women. We still kill each other over anything. The game and sport civilize that type of energy. Because it's everyone competes. Whether you believe it or not, people sitting in classrooms compete.
Absolutely.
Competition.
Absolutely. I'm going to get a higher grade than you.
We reward the winners.
Is that can that be a sickness?
Well, yes, it is definitely a sickness, especially when it turns into mental disorders. I just mentioned to you before. Think about it. You still got people killing each other over women, money. Now they kill each other over a pair of shoes.
Exactly.
So it don't even have to be motivated by something like an animal is fighting for. An animal just trying to eat, just trying to live, just trying to stake out some territory. We're kind of like that.
Wow.
We're a lot like that on different levels.
So basically, am I hearing you say that the space that separates us from the animals is narrowing?
Yeah, but see, we have the ability to create games like football, basketball. To take, how sometimes this is the big difference between a boy being killed at 17 or go to the league because he's talented to play ball. It can get to that point where even that spirit and that gift to compete that way can save your life. Or even the best band, for instance. And they used to talk about, like in the 70s, how them guys sing and the girls just, but that was their way of winning.
Name's Carl.
You know what I'm saying? That was their way of winning.
Exactly.
Women, being able to woo women. And other guys were like, "Boy, I sure wish I could sing."
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's on every level because it's so natural for a living thing to compete. All the way back to the notion of survival of the fittest.
Exactly. Let me go to, we got another caller from, what's that, 970 area code 970. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name's Carl. I'm just calling in to say I was browsing these YouTubes there, and
Carl,
I was enjoying your show with the men's talk there, and what I do enjoy is sports talk there too. I'm down here in Florida, and I when I got out the institution, Jaguars are still bad.
Okay. Why do you think? And why do you think men? Why do you think men love to compete?
Y'all talking there about love there for the Green Bay Packers?
No. Why do you think men love to compete?
Sir, I'm not understanding the question very well.
Why do you think men love sports?
Oh, why do men love sports? Well, what I do believe is that it's an escape there from the natural world.
Mm.
And we get to fall into that a little bit, and it takes a lot of stress off us.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Stay right there, brother. I'm gonna come back to you in a minute or two. Stay right there, okay? Coming right back to you. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson.
Yes, sir.
Tucson, I see when you take yourself off the screen, I see a picture that you have there of you actually running track. And we're talking about why do men love to compete. First, I want you to answer the question, why do men love to compete, and how did you accept it if you were able to lose that race? Because I know you love track and field. That's your thing. How did you deal with it if you were to lose? And maybe you never lost, but if you were to lose, how did you accept defeat?
Sometimes it was very frustrating, especially when I knew I could have done something better. But I wasn't gonna take no loss easy. I mean, I would do things to win. After practice, I would
cheat?
go to practice.
Would you cheat?
No, you didn't have to cheat.
I'm just a question asking, brother.
But I'm saying it's hard to cheat. Well, I guess it's possible, but it's hard to cheat on the track. You either have to come on with it, or buddy, you gonna lose. It's just you and them. Matter of fact, I wouldn't run against the ones that was with me on the track. I run against the clock. Yeah. It's easier like that. You start at that starting line, and you get to that finish line as quick as you possibly can. I ain't worried about who in front of me because I'm gonna go get them. That was my mentality. Matter of fact, they would say, and I'm not both bad. I'm just reflecting. They said, "Too, so I'm gonna get you today." I said, "I see you at the finish line. That's all I can tell you." Ain't no use me talking trash or nothing. But what I would do is, in my mind, in order to take something home, you had to come in first, second, or third. No ifs, ands, or buts. So you had to be in the race to be part of the winners. So what I had to do, and I'm just saying, reflecting, I think as we talk about competing, I had to show up for practice. I had to do more than the norm. And I had to have some heart. And then after practice, I would go running. So would. because I didn't want to be the norm. Hey, I just don't want to be in the race. I had to, man, you had some guys that when they came up, man, look, I ran, like when I was in college, they had all Americans. And I told them, I said, Coach, I want to be on the relay. Oh, these are all Americans. I said, Coach, we in practice. All I need is a lane. And so I think that if you ask any man, it's just we're the dominant. We want to be conquerors.
Yeah.
That's our aim. We're chasers. We're defenders. We counter anything that goes on, even in life situations. Just like my man just said, that all the things that goes on in life, I need a break every once in a while. So a good game do me good.
Yeah.
To get away from the hustle and the bustle, so that I can pick myself up and fight again.
Can a game, MMA, different things like that? I love MMA. I love watching it. I do. Can it be too violent though?
Oh, we like that. I like to see somebody get popped in the mouth.
Oh Lord.
Oh, and then man, now when we were coming up, man, I didn't see nobody get elbowed like they be elbowing people now.
Yeah.
And my boy Jones, he just is a bad dude, boy. His elbow is dangerous. I love him.
Lord, would you fight him?
No. I know where. Look, man, what you talking about, man?
Shoot him.
Man, that man gonna knock my eye out.
Lord Jesus, you walking up the street with your eye in your hand. Let me go to Joseph. Joseph, why do you think men are so competitive? Why do we love to compete so much?
I think our friend in Florida hit the nail on the head when he said it relieves stress and give us an opportunity to live outside of our own reality and kind of enjoy some fantasy, I guess. And it is about a test of will. There are some based instincts at play. The drum major instinct is at play. We want to set ourselves apart from others, to show the world, as I think Paul said, or was it? I forgot the brother name that said, we want to be recognized.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is at play there. And then, we want to set ourselves apart from everyone else. So it's a male thing to some degree. Last night I was talking to some brothers in Griffin, and one of them told us that his nephew, who's serving 25 years in prison,
wow,
was the premier gang leader for Griffin. And he could pretty much snap his fingers and get things done. So it's about competition. It's about setting yourself apart from the pack, the alpha male syndrome, and all that stuff is at work. At the end of the day, though, I agree with Solomon. Vanity of vanity, all is vanity.
Exactly. That's good. Yeah. Ryan, talk to me, brother. What do you think it is, man? This thing of competing, always want to be seen, always want to be the best, the top dog, if you will. Why do we have that mentality?
I think it's a learned behavior. I mean, what do we see our whole life, right? They got a focal point on one person did this. Or this guy right here holds the world record. Or,
he's the best.
He's the best. So naturally, you get that stuff thrown in your face all the time. You want to be the best. I can be the best at something. Some people out there the best at killing folks.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like So everybody strives to be the best at something. It's not always a good thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's a learned behavior, but somewhere I think it's also in our DNA. We want to be like he said, alpha male syndrome, if you want to call it a syndrome. Like I think that's something that's ingrained in us to want to be that leader of the pack as men, because what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to lead our household. So we want to be that out front, got the Superman on the shirt, like this, and,
yeah.
You know, bringing everybody behind you. Like that's what we're supposed to do. You know, men have that complex sometimes of inferiority when they women make more money than them. They can't help it. You know, they got a better job than you. Suck it up. But it don't work like that. That's not what our DNA is tuned to do. You feel less than when you're not the leader of your household. I think it's, you know, as far as sports and all that other stuff, that's stuff that's shoved in our face. But when it comes to our home, that's what's ingrained up here, and it's what's ingrained in our heart as well. We're supposed to be that. You don't want your kids looking up to nobody else but you, right?
Exactly.
That's always a good thing.
That's good. Rico, talk to me, brother.
You know, rewards feel good, man, and there's reward and accomplishment. So everybody, you know, they want to feel like they have accomplished something. I did this, I did that. Look at me, look what I did. Guess what I did? So that goes after that me syndrome. But you know, you asked earlier why people were against Jesus, or why people were, you know, the Romans were against people that had supernatural power, or why did they make it look bad? And once again, it's because that's an example of something that the ordinary man can't do. So even the man that calls himself the king or the god or the emperor or the ruler, man, he can't be showed up by somebody walking around here healing people. Who is this man? They say he doing what? Every time I turn around, y'all talking about Jesus. Jesus, the hell with him.
Hey.
You get what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nothing about him, man. I'm the man. So you know what happens? You asked earlier in that competition, you know, can it be dangerous? Yes, in man it can be dangerous, because you know you can have a spirit of competition, but then when you throw survival in it and it becomes a necessity, it might become a thing to where you don't want to ever lose because you need this.
Yeah.
See, that's for your survival. See, that's what something changed it when they turned it into survival of the fittest, because somewhere we lost humility. And when you don't have humility, you might get greedy, and you might not be able to appreciate, just in the spirit of this equal competition, this man just a little bit faster than you. This band just a little bit better than yours. You know, it's sad when you go to the battle of the bands and they fight. Not the football teams, but the bands throwing down, man. I'm telling you, I done seen it so many places, man. Look, some of these kids' sports competition, you seen these parents throwing down.
Exactly.
They're not humble. They lost humility. It's like the thirst and the need for being the best and the GOAT. I listen to Stephen A. sometimes, and I swear, man, it's 5 different people that's the best basketball player on the planet right now. It's 5 different quarterbacks that's the best quarterbacks on the planet right now. I'm like, wait a minute, is it Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or John? Which one is it now? Come on, now you just can't keep labeling this greatest and GOAT and best label on everybody, but everybody want to be the king.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to be the king. Some people want to be king before they even make it to the NBA. King James.
Exactly.
So I mean, that thing of being not only recognized but actually getting that accomplishment, man, that's one of the highest rewards that a human being can have. Even when it comes to accomplishing, knocking down these women.
Exactly.
Killing people in all types of ways. If you can't get it this way, you can't get it that way. I get it this way. Heard what I did at the club last night? Yeah, man, I heard you turn it out. I heard you. Yeah, man, you heard what I did last night. You call around. You don't put yourself in the newspaper on show your butt. Because you want to be you want to accomplish somebody recognizing you. That reward is so wrapped up in selfishness that's when it becomes dangerous competition. You can't appreciate somebody else getting attention or somebody else having a victory. You can't appreciate somebody else just beating you in this race. Being faster than you and better than you.
Wow. Leonard. Competition can be a good thing. We spoke a bit earlier about MMA. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. We spoke a little bit about MMA earlier. Is it, or does it have the potential to be very violent? And have we become savages by partaking in it? What y'all laughing at, man?
He said, does MMA have the potential to be violent? No.
hey, I'm asking for the listeners, brother.
When violence is the competition. That is the competition.
Yeah. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Leonard?
Yeah.
Go ahead. We lost you for a second, brother. Go ahead.
There's a couple of things that we got to make sure we talk about. There is violence that results from losing certain competition. And then there are competitions that are based on violence. So, the violence of the matter can come from losing. It's anger because you lost competition. And it results in violence.
Rico, you see that?
However, you have those other things that begin in violence. Like, for instance, MMA. It's a spectator sport because people are drawn to it. And it's extremely violent. Boxing is a little more civil because there are more rules, but it's about hitting people. So in those cases, violence is the competition. It is the sport. On the other hand, where Rico was talking about, if you get the fuzz, you don't lose or something, whatever, for whatever reason, you got angry. The anger turned into violence because you were supposed to just be having a sportsman-like competition.
So
you couldn't consider the anger associated with losing.
So watch this. So you think MMA was created to be a sport or just to be absolute violence?
It's violent. It's violent. It's violence is a sport. It's the gladiators. People love it. People love to see other people get hurt.
Wow. Now, I like MMA. I look at it, I watch it, man. I follow it. I really do. And so what do you think that says? And there's a lot of people, there's millions of people, man. Every time I turn it on, they're packed. They're packed. There's really not an empty seat there. So there's a lot of people that feel like myself. I think Rico like it as well.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's a term for it though. The automatic term for it is self-explanatory. Combat sports. That's what they call it. Combat sports. I don't think they call football combat sport, but to a certain extent, it's a combat sport. You just ain't fighting.
But let me go back to my question, and Lynn, I want you to answer. I'm gonna throw this question out here, and we're gonna have. Oh, I got another topic, but I think we're gonna do open dialogue after this right here. Have open dialogue. But my thing is this right here. What is that saying about the individuals that's actually paying to go to the stadium or wherever it is, the auditorium, wherever it is, or the pay-per-views? What is it saying about us if we like watching this thing Are we as violent, or is there a part of us that's just as violent as the people that's in the ring?
But you're only the part you like is the spectating.
Yes, but yeah.
You like to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And there are some people that love the financial gain from betting on it, the financial gain for sponsoring fighters who can win. So there's all different types of reasons and motivations associated with violence.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why we have, some people attribute rap music even rapping about violence.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of violence that everyone is capable of.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
The weak wish they were strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's good.
A lot of people, some guys, man, look, like they just said, a couple of, I think it was Son and so just, I love to see somebody get hit in the face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Some people like spectating.
Exactly. Stay right there. Let me go to Ryan. Ryan, what do you say about that, man? If the sport is violent, and we know it is, I put certain questions out there a certain way for a reason, but we know that it is. Look at this dude. What does that say about us as spectators, if you will, that we partake in these sports? Are we as violent, or do we have the mindset of being just as violent as the participants?
I'll probably say an unpopular opinion here, but we animals.
Come on.
We got a carnal side too.
Mm-hmm.
Why you think cultures be out there killing and raping and tearing it down? Because it's built into our DNA somehow. And it's crazy because every book on the face of the planet that go all the way back, what you see, violence, killing, all the way back. I don't think we've ever known a moment of peace collectively as humanity. It don't happen. Why? Because we're animals. We have to have it.
We have to have it.
We have to have it. Imagine a world of peace. What you gonna do with yourself?
Wow. So it's almost like it's a drug. We're addicted to it.
I think it's put so much in our face now. Yeah, we're addicted to it. We're desensitized to the level of violence, right? Like I think back in ancient times is a little different. Like we knew about war, right? But you never really got desensitized, to it. You walk through a battlefield or something like that, you got a head over here and an arm over here, somebody cut it in half, you get the and wow, that's messed up. Now you got people running around with doing this. Oh dog, he got shot up. Look what happened to him.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they want to cry out, oh man, they doing this and this to him. Well, you stand there recording them, you just as guilty. Got my face.
Exactly. Wow. Let me go to Joseph. Joseph, what do you say about this, man? Are we a savage, savage field? I mean, say it in that way, society where we really do love violence? Joseph? Tucson, talk to me, brother. We might have lost Joseph for a second. He may have stepped away. What do you say about it? Talk to me.
I think not. This whole society is, and I don't know. It's always been like this, even in the days where there was gladiators.
Yeah,
we like blood and guts.
What does that say? What does that say about us, though?
We're human. We're this.
Is that a good thing?
No, well, it's not good. I mean, we kind of. I mean, how many? Let me. That's a question. How many times did you watch the and I hate to bring this up, but it is what it is. The World Trade Center them planes go into that building.
Yeah.
Over and over and over in shock, astonished, but we watched it again.
Mm-hmm.
The Oklahoma bombing, same thing. Football. We love hockey, soccer.
Yeah.
Hockey. I think hockey is the one they just go to fighting. I'm talking about really. And boy, a good hit. The only reason why when we kind of like was sympathetic to a good hit is when the guy last year, I think it was, or a few months ago, his heart stopped beating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now we went to praying about that, but let the games keep continue. And Lord have mercy, I love me some MMA or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Ooh,
MMA.
God.
Yeah.
They be you talking about fighting. They do everything but headbutt you. I'm talking about, man, they get you in a ring and they the hammer fist. Woo!
Mm.
Did he knock his when the mouthpiece fly out his mouth?
Mm.
Hit him again.
Mm. It ain't over.
No, he up. I can't believe he up. And then he gets up from a devastating blow and knock the guy out. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We just go into a frenzy.
Yeah. Yeah. Tucson, let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this question right here. How many times have you watched a young Mike Tyson? Young Mike Tyson.
Lord have mercy.
And just in anticipation.
I love him. He would. You don't go get no popcorn. You better not.
I ain't even gotta ask you a question.
Well,
go ahead.
Look, Rico. Remember when Spinks was trying to get out that ring? You didn't get it.
The best one was Trevor Burbick. Trevor Burbick, he didn't know if he wanted to get up or lay down. That duck was all over that ring like a turkey.
Boy, y'all are some cold. Y'all cold, man. Listen. But see, and that's the thing, because a lot of times people used to watch by the pay-per-views with Tyson fighting because it was anticipation of him knocking this person out. He gonna hit him with a blow that's gonna be so hard, so vicious, and so violent that this dude might knock him out the ring or whatever, or even kill him. But I asked the question, and let me go to Leonard with this. I asked the question, Leonard, are we as sick in the way that we appreciate these things? Do we have an illness?
I don't like using the word illness.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. When it comes down to it, if it came down between me and you, I'm not gonna be betting on you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about let's talk about the violent side of it, though. Let's talk about the violent side of it.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. Do we just love violence that much?
I don't think. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. There are some people that love spectating, some people that love participating, some people get financial gain from it. And deep down inside, you have to realize, if you think about it, fighting. You've been in a fight before. You got to protect yourself. That's how you protect yourself, is you fight.
Yeah.
So it is definitely a part of us. And we see how sometimes, I was always that guy. I'm not going to let you pick on somebody that don't want to fight. You see that man don't want to fight you. I'm not going to let you pick on him. I'm not going to let you pick on the guy that's, a little bit more effeminate or whatever. That's not what he about. So don't go after him. Come fight somebody that don't mind fighting you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Don't pick on the weak.
Mm-hmm.
These guys prepare for competition.
Mm-hmm.
They're all into it. They building up their bodies and you name it. This is what they practice for.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like you say, I'm pretty sure Donald don't want to be hit by Mike Tyson. He ain't getting in that ring with it.
Of course he will.
He'll watch it.
Of course he will.
Right, because
Let the money be right.
On pain.
The devil is a lie.
Thank you. Some people get off on pain.
Mm-hmm.
They love, believe it or not. Some people like getting hit.
Yeah. I ain't that person.
They like that energy. They like, that certain thing that comes from being in the thrill of the fight. Or like war. Some people love war.
Mm-hmm.
You got folks at home right now working corporate America, got 20 guns in the basement.
Yeah.
Got more ammo and everything, and they'll go somewhere where they can get that type of thrill from shooting their guns and all this other type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it is within us, and that's why the biggest practice is nonviolence.
Mm-hmm. Good deal.
Like what Martin Luther King was dedicated to. It's a practice because it's not natural to be non-violent.
Mm-hmm.
It's natural to be violent.
Exactly. But I'm gonna tell you something, Leonard. Just for the record, man, I bet on me, man. I ain't gonna bet on you. I bet on me. I'm gonna let you know I bet on me.
You should.
we go
because
talk.
I'm gonna toast to you as you're laying there bleeding.
Look here. I ain't gonna be the one laying there bleeding. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that now. Go ahead and tell you that now. Rico, what's on your heart, bro?
His courage.
See, I think if we were to actually look at things from a spiritual perspective, we have to think about necessary violence and unnecessary violence.
Mm-hmm.
See, necessary violence might be a situation where you have to be violent to protect yourself, or you need to be violent so you can survive. Maybe you need to kill to eat. You got to go and slaughter animals and start eating because that's the thing that y'all got to survive off of now. Mm-hmm. But then you got the unnecessary violence where it's fun and entertainment. That's where the oxymoron comes in. That's where the contradiction comes in. Because from a spiritual place, how can somebody find joy in war and destruction and collateral damage and the loss of life? You know what I'm saying? But it happens. So, it goes back to earlier, once again, what you, we was talking about the witchcraft and stuff like that, man. Sometimes it's hard for us to recognize that we're under a spell.
Yes, sir.
We are truly under a spell. And some of the things that we look at for entertainment, for fun, is really some very dangerous things. And it has a very negative influence psychologically that really and truly we might not should be opening up some of these boxes. They say you shouldn't open up Pandora's box. We might be crossing some lines we shouldn't cross because sooner or later we do get desensitized and we need a little bit more of the fireworks and the spectacle. We need a little bit more seeing this man just dancing with that noodle leg after he just got rocked. And then all of a sudden he come back with that kick with 10 seconds left in the fight. Whop! Usman goes down. Now he drunk. Out of here.
Let me ask you this question, Rico. And I love what you're saying right now, but let me ask you this. Do you think with the level of violence that we're on right now, because it started off here and then the move transition like boxing and kickboxing, UFC, MMA, and all these different things like that. Now they got the people say that video games are very violent now in these days. They say the video games and the games that these kids are playing are very violent. Do you think that, and this is just me throwing something out there, it could come a point in a time where that become a reality, where you got people shooting at each other for real, like a game, like a sport?
They're doing it already in Chicago and in Jacksonville and when they doing these mass shootings, and when they the drill music, they smoking on their ops, and what I'm saying, them boys in Chicago, man, there was some young boys, man, like between 12 and 15 killed that cop, man.
Yeah.
Pretty young black woman, man, trying to do the right thing, want to be a officer of the law, and they killed her.
Would it have made a difference if she was an ugly little black woman?
You figure, what I'm saying? But I'm saying, you would figure that if some men gonna see a woman, they gonna think to themselves, what I'm saying, more of an attraction than the one, hey, I'm gonna kill her.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man, that's the energy. Once again, we need that adrenaline, we need that dopamine, we need that excitement, because without that feel good, without that thing that distracts us, you know what I'm saying, from the things that stress us out, but pleases us, and then at the same time gives up us an imagination to get in somebody else's mind. Man, without that, man, life would probably be boring for some people. You know, so I mean, yeah, it's a situation, man, that, you know, if we're not careful, I admit it, man, I've been contributing to a lot of the negative behavior that I complain about now, seeing it going on in today's culture. I think about all the part that I played in making it happen, from the promiscuous sex that we were just talking about. Man, it was funny that you brought that up, between the ages of 22 and 25. Man, that's when that woman set me up, and I almost like got killed and left in some woods. I mean, I was plotted on. I made it out. You know, I shouldn't have made it out, having, you know, bullets from the AR-15 hit my car the way that it did. And I did that going to get some tail. To get, I mean, you know, all this funny, I just coming full circle. At 23, it almost cost me my life, because I wanted to feel like Superman. You know, all of these things we talked about, I want to feel like the King Dingaling. I want to feel like the man. I knew these men in this other city didn't like me. I was gonna get all of them, girlfriend, one by one. I'm gonna let them get a taste of it. They calling me, you in the gang, man, I'm a one-man army. I'll come to your town and do what I want to do, get all y'all women. And it like to cost me, you know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to feel like that was my value system back then. If you cross me, I want to let you know that I'm the bigger man. It was almost like a competition for me to prove that I was the alpha, and it like to cost me. It's funny, this whole conversation, man, went full circle to that one thing that happened with me that night. The competition thing, the men hating you because you're not from there, women being involved and putting yourself at risk just to go down here and slang something.
Look at God. Look at God. Look at God. That's all I can say, man. Look at God. Joseph, talk to me, brother. Joseph, you there? I believe Joseph went to sleep on us or something, man. I believe Joseph went to sleep. Ryan, talk to me, brother.
All right.
What's on your heart?
I didn't
like you even listening.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
What's on? Talk to me, Ryan.
The world crazy. All this violence everywhere, but you know, some of it's necessity, some of it ain't. Crazy, just people walking up and taking people's lives for no reason. They didn't even get no benefit out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like what Rico was saying, they took that girl's life just because. They didn't catch any benefit. Wasn't no money. They didn't steal nothing. The only thing that was gained was a life sentence. You know what I'm saying? And plenty of promiscuous sex of the other kind, I'm sure.
Wow.
You know, but it's crazy, man. Like, I don't know. The more since I've been here in Nebraska, I've earned myself 3 more diplomas to go with my degrees. I got nothing to do in that hotel room but do schoolwork all day. So I put my mind to work while I've been going away from my wife, miss my wife. And a lot of it's been historical things and just reading about all of the stuff that's gone on in the past and wars and this and that and the other thing. And, you know, we got a violent past as human beings. But what we doing now to each other is way far beyond anything we could have ever possibly conceived in the past. So where does it stop? Where do we find an end? How do we make it end? I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to wait for whatever it is up there to come on back before it stops. I'm trying to figure out how to stop it now. For something, take away my kids, take away my wife, take away one of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
There's got to be something more than this.
That's good. That's good. And you're absolutely right. Tucson, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, I'm with Ryan. I mean, what part do we play in stopping the violence. What can we do where we are to protect the youth and the young from getting more dangerous than we are?
Mm-hmm.
We some dangerous people.
Yes, sir.
We've conformed to this mean society, and we've learned how to survive, maneuver ourselves to stay out of trouble when there's trouble everywhere. I don't know how.
Learn how to survive or just adjust to the world as the way that it is right now.
Well, yeah, because I've learned to stay put.
Mm-hmm.
I go certain places, and some places I don't go to, but that don't exempt me. I think it's a lot of favor that just so happens I wasn't at the Walmart or the hospital or at the job with somebody mad, a disgruntled employee, because they got them.
Yeah.
They just didn't show up that day, or I wasn't in the place. So, and we have that conversation about, did you hear what happened on a daily basis? I can't believe. Now it used to be I can't believe. Now it happened again.
Yeah.
Just like it had happened yesterday or last week, it happened this morning. It's a norm. It didn't become a norm, and here we are surviving a norm of a dangerous society with a lot of conversation. Even though we make the effort to have some peace in our lives and the people that we come in contact with, it keep going. It continues over and over and over again. And mass, now we've come to the point that it's not 56-year-old mad hatred people. It's high school students.
Yeah.
They're going to a party. They're going to have fun. And it happened. It happened again. And it's coming closer and closer to home. Now you're having the conversation where you used to listen to it on the television across the country or across the world. Now it come into the country. Not only have it come into the country, it come to the state. Now it's right around the corner. You know the child. So I mean, what we waiting? Are we waiting for Jesus to come back to straighten it out? He ain't gonna come back to straighten it out. Now, as far as a judgment coming, I think that's what it is, and a lot of the people that we say that we are responsible for turning things around, we're gonna be the more accountable. So I mean, I'm with you, man, on that one.
Good deal. Leonard, what can we as men, this is real men being men, what can we as men do collectively, individually and collectively, to make a difference?
Well, first of all, you have to speak against violence. That's one. You have to practice nonviolence, and you have to teach nonviolence to your children. Because it is, like I said, it is natural. So you have to teach discipline and how to, like, all this violence is resulting from the inability to manage anger. And then we reinforce this idea of violence in our media and things of that nature. So it's constantly feeding violence. It's feeding the violent attitude. It's feeding the motive of revenge is big, get revenge. And see, these are one of the reasons why a lot of my brothers in the community hate Christianity. It's because they view Christianity as weak. Turning the other cheek, that's weak. Forgiving other people for what they've done, that's weak. Walking away, that's weak. So they don't want to be a part of anything that makes them seem weak. It's hard to, you know, and you, as believers and as they come on, like I love Brother Cornelius because he's very personal.
Yes.
I'd rather hear a personal story of what a person has done to change, because that's where the answer is in the change. But you have to talk to those people who have changed, who have put aside being violent. One, I practice nonviolence. I try to go the other way. I try to change the mind and refocus the energy. I've been doing it for quite some time.
Yes.
But I still, but the urge may be there, but the discipline to not use violence to solve my problems is priority to me.
Wow.
So
That's
you
good.
have to teach that to your children. And you know, schools are trying to do a good job, but it's too much it's too much reinforcement in the home. There's violence in homes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, one, domestic violence used to be just pretty much just a man beating up a woman. You know how many categories of the violence now are in the home? They have this thing now called violence, family violence.
Yeah.
That's where everybody fighting in the house. The kids fighting the mamas fighting the dad, everybody fighting. So you have to give it a new term.
Yeah.
Family violence, and address it from that point of view. But it's
Exactly.
all because people are not teaching non-violence. And, and violence is being reinforced 10 times the amount.
I'm trying to figure out, Ryan, too, how Tucson gonna go get some ice cream and not give everybody some, man. So they're just eating away, man. Just
Bluebell too. It probably Bluebell.
Yeah, probably Bluebell. Yeah, just eating up something, man. Look at just chewing, right? You know, don't turn your little camera off now.
Camera off. How about that? How you like me now?
Just chewing up something. We're going to get on out of here, man. We got a 3 minutes to get out of here. We're going to let Rico talk to them. We're going to go around and everybody see what they're going to say in their closing. Tucson, we're going to come to you to pray us out if that's okay. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah, man, it's been a good conversation, man. You know, I had something I wanted to say, but it slipped my mind for a second. But you know yeah. Look, I got distracted from that ice cream because I already had some on deck myself. I found me a spot out here to make homemade ice cream, man. They got 88 flavors.
Good Lord.
Of homemade ice cream.
Oh man, that's wonderful. Yes, sir.
I've been showing it out. Man, oh my goodness. So yeah, when Dawn did that, I was like, oh yeah, he was rude. He did it in front of y'all face. At least I was waiting till the time ran out.
Rico, let me ask you a question. I know you know, brother. What's the score in the game?
I ain't looking at it. I ain't watching it right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it.
You know, I was thinking, man, you asked that question, what can we do, man? I think all in all, we have to get more of get back to the point of understanding that we need to appreciate and respect all life. I think if we actually make that a priority and understand that that's the most valuable thing, I mean, you got to think about it. Noah, if it's true what Noah did, he had predator and prey.
Yeah.
On one boat, all in unison. All in order to save existence of life. Not just mankind.
Yep.
But existence of land living animals, because the animals in the mammals in the water, the amphibians, they didn't need Noah. So it took the land, the animals. I don't even know, birds may have needed Noah. But a lot of predator and prey on the same boat. All for one cause. And that was to preserve life. I think when you really and truly respect and appreciate life, on a mass level, then a lot of respect comes to the. I mean, there would be no need for violence or self-defense. You know, there's a lot of humility that will come with that, and appreciation for the fact that this person is faster when y'all running to go pick apples or whatever. You get what I'm saying? There will be no jealousy or envy when people really appreciate the I'm gonna say the essence of the next person's living in existence. So I mean, to me, it's not that hard, but at the same time, you know, I'm being a hypocrite big time right now. I mean, you know, I'm when you talking about being violent, man, you know, the past couple of months I've been showing out a little bit, man. I mean, I can honestly admit that. a lot of stuff that if people knew it, they'd be like, man, Rico ain't no good person. But once again, that's the nature that we in. That's the flesh that I'm in. You know, I am human. But you know, that's a battle to try to get that out of your system, because it is sort of normal now to handle justice on your own if you feel like justice isn't coming fast enough. Being a bigger person and forgiving, being able to see somebody that did something wrong and just let them walk away when you don't even have you don't have to let them walk away. You could do something if you want to. Man, it takes a lot to keep from doing something to somebody or getting vengeance or getting justice on your own. But when you do appreciate and respect life, some things will come over you. You know, maybe it's the consequences that come with it. Maybe it's your conscience. But I do think for us to get to that point where we want to have that change, we have to have a wholesale. I hate to say it, man. Things like 9/11 is what, sadly to say, that's what happens. Things like that happens to make mankind actually start appreciating and loving each other. And I hope nothing like that has to happen. But you have enough stories in the Bible and enough situations and examples of stuff that happened in the past to let you know that that might be what have to happen again before mankind actually gets it together.
Wow. And just for everybody that's listening, in case you're missing or you're not able to catch up with it, the score is 54-72. Thanks, Leonard. Appreciate it, man. Lakers down 54-72. Yeah.
You're right, Lakers.
It's not looking good, brother. It's not looking good. Well, we're gonna go around and give everybody opportunities to say what they want to say real briefly in their closing. It's actually 10:02, so make it real brief for me. Toussaint, you with us? Toussaint, you there?
He said he had another call, Ryan.
Oh, okay. Ryan, in your closing, sir.
Be good to each other. Smile. Give somebody a hug.
There you go.
use the show closing on them.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, man. Just, I don't know. Just think about your actions before you do them, because it's going to affect more than just you and that other person.
Absolutely. Good deal. Mr. Ice Cream, in your closing, sir.
Yeah, you gotta love. We gotta love more, man. You gotta show love and compassion more. Let me show you.
You ain't right, bro. You ain't right.
Leonard, in your closing, I ain't fooling with you, Toussaint. In your closing, Leonard.
Hey, man, if you know, if people look, Matthew 5 was a big time teaching tool when I was a kid. And it talks about the attitudes and the behaviors of people and the blessings associated with them. And definitely one that's about blessed are the peacemakers.
Yes, sir.
Blessed are those that are pure in heart. Blessed are those that have mercy. Blessed are those that are meek and things of that nature. If we could learn how to control ourselves. I'm a big person on not allowing emotions to be your priority. And base, your actions on rational decision making. Making decisions with the end in mind. You know how I always ask you, what's the desired outcome?
Yeah.
We need to know what we want. Instead of, not just doing whatever and hoping to know. That's not the best practice. So learn a best practice, whether it be through religion or those, pick some things you want to aspire to be. If you want to be less vengeful, if you want to be more, say for instance, I found my wife think it's crazy, but I may let bugs outside instead of killing them.
Yeah.
Or if I see a spider, the spider ain't bothering me, I'm gonna bother the spider. Just little notice your own microaggression.
Exactly. Good
and
deal.
Work on those things, and that'll help a lot.
Good deal. Rico?
Man, it's funny that he said it. I should have just left it at that, man. But that reminded me of when I was walking the other day on the show, and I said, man, I felt guilty, man. I just killed that bug, and I ain't have to.
Yep.
Noticing those things that I'm trying to break myself of. I'm like, man, we've been subconsciously programmed to just destroy life sometimes when we don't even realize how precious it is. And I know how precious it is because I appreciate it every morning.
Yeah.
And then to turn right around subconsciously, not paying attention, and just whoop, my big size shoe bug ain't did nothing to me. So man, yeah, what Leonard just said, man, that I'm heeding that. That's something that I catch myself working on. I try to go ahead and let them bugs and them little mosquitoes and flies out every now and then. I catch myself.
Exactly. Rico, we got a show that we do every day, Monday through Friday, called The Morning Glow. But on Wednesday, man, it's a different kind of broadcast, man. What is Wednesdays?
It used to be Way Out Wednesday.
What is it now?
now it's starting to be, you know what I'm saying? We chilling Wednesday.
We chilling Wednesday. He called it We Chilling Wednesday. We're gonna turn it back to tomorrow. We're gonna turn that thing back out. We're gonna turn it back into Way Out Wednesday tomorrow. That's what we're gonna do. We have a mission.
What happened to Wacky Wednesday?
We might have to. He's called it that. I don't know what he used to call it. He's have his own little special name for it, man. Wacky Wednesday, weird day Wednesday. I don't know what it, man. He's have all kind of names for it. But too soon. Exactly.
It's been a lot of tears being shed on Wednesday. We'll call it Weeping Wednesday.
We might. It's been a lot of crying. There's been a lot of crying. Toussaint, if I could get you, brother, will you pray us out?
All right. Okay, let God and Father, we come now and we say thank you. We give you all glory and honor. We can't do nothing without you, but we're glad just for the breath that we breathe, life, our families, our home, all that you give us. We're just grateful. And you're showing yourself more and more, even to your word has manifested itself right before our eyes. So thank you for the glimpse of being able to know that you are real. And as we leave out tonight, we ask that you bless our homes and bless our lives, children, grandchildren, kindreds, and acquaintances according to your will and your way. Keep us safe, God. Bless this bond that we have. Let it all be for your glory. Now bless us as we leave and go through the night. Keep us in your care in the name of Jesus Christ and for his sake. Amen.
Amen. Been a great broadcast this evening, gentlemen. Definitely appreciate each and every one of you, man. It's been good. I hope that y'all got something out of it as much as I did, and everybody that's listening as well, man. I'm high and happy, elevated and porcupine proud to be here every week with you all, man. And y'all make it special. Every week, y'all make it very special. So thank you.
What am I gonna do about that mosquito that just fly?
Mosquito? Uh-huh. What mosquito?
It just flew around here. Man, look, at the church, I got some horse flies. What am I supposed to do with them things?
Open the door, let them out, man. Let them out. They got somewhere to be.
That's called negligence. It's gonna get somebody else.
Hey, they got somewhere. They got an appointment to be somewhere, man. Let them out. Don't hold them in your house, man. They don't want to be your company no more. They done came, they done visit you. You gotta let them go. That's called kidnapping. When you keep them in your house, it's called kidnapping. You don't want to do that. Anyway, it's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for some more than that. I want to thank you for allowing DK, your media group and associates, and Real Men Being Men for being a part of your evening. It is now 10:09. You're about to exit Real Men Being Men. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple, I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great night and a better tomorrow. And we shine some of this light on you from Men Being Men. Take it out to this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might get some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great evening. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it, and I'm sure that you will. And if y'all get an opportunity, do this for me too. Meant to mention this earlier, even before Toussaint prayed, but Cornelius, elder, we call him elder. His sister Grace, she used to call onto the broadcast. She had a heart attack, and he's actually over there with her right now. So please keep her in your prayers. Keep her in your prayers. Have a great night. Take care of each other, and I'll see you tomorrow morning if God says the same.